Hey guys, Julian here, and today I want to try something a little bit different. So basically, what's going on here is I've got a bunch of drum samples, and I'm gonna take these and make a future garage beat, like some drums from scratch. And my goal here is to just kind of like show you guys sort of like my mentality, or not just my mentality, but like the process that you would do to kind of like set up a beat like this, because I know it can be a little bit weird and kind of like the way you want to think about it, because it can be so different and just sort of like unorthodox. Okay, we're gonna restart. Hey guys, Julian here, and today I'm gonna be trying something a little bit different. So what I want to do is I have a bunch of drum samples here, and I'm just gonna take these and turn them into a future garage beat. And whatever I end up with, along with all these samples I just played you, are gonna be available for free in the description. So make sure to check that out. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there, because you'll be able to get it without a download gate. But yeah, basically my goal here is just that I want to show you guys kind of like the process that you go through, like doing this from scratch, because I don't show you guys the from scratch process too much on here. I have the weekly video series, but I want to show you just kind of like on a smaller scale, sort of like how to think about it and how to come up with different rhythms and patterns that you want to think of. So start off with, I'm gonna put the tempo down to like, let's do 135. That sounds pretty good. Actually, let's do 136, so it's a little bit different and not so rigid. And the first thing I'm gonna start with here is I'm gonna actually get a drum rack, and I have an idea. So I don't want to start with like the kick and the snare or anything like super basic like that. What I want to try and do here is I'm gonna come up with a hi-hat pattern, and then I'm gonna listen to that and come up with the kick and the snare and like all that kind of stuff off of it. And I may actually do some percussion as well. But nice, let's program in a little hi-hat pattern here. So I'll maybe get yeah, that's cool. I like kind of starting with these hi-hats on the upbeats here. Like, even if I end up getting rid of these or like doing something different, I like just starting with something like this where I have all those like all of those ones just kind of firing off from the start, so that like, you know, you have like a guideline to go by. Like, you're not just going like step by step, you're going and just kind of filling in the spaces, really. So from here we can take this, and you know, I'm not exactly sure what I want here, but I mean, like I said, I just want to try and make something and just kind of see what comes out. And hopefully this will help you. So we'll take these. You can see I'm swinging all of these 16th notes here as well, so you can hear that groove. You know, if we just have it quantized, not quite the same feel. So we'll take this, then we could do a little bit more stuff. Cool, there we go. So again, I'm not entirely sure what this is going to sound like in the finished beat. I'm just trying to take stuff and kind of like, yeah, come up with some ideas. Take stuff and come up with ideas. That is a good way to make music. Alright, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to get another drum rack, actually, because I have these little Rimshots here, and I want to add in some percussion. Like I said, I want to do this kind of like in a different way. So I'm going to start with this percussion here. So maybe we could just like I did with the hi-hats. Now I'm going to turn this down a little bit, because with these like little rimshot sounds, this is actually something that I don't think a lot of people get when they first hear it, but you need to turn them down really quiet. Like, the problem that I used to have a lot when I would try to make like future garage beats or like really anything like this where it's like super percussion heavy is you need to think about not just like the sounds that you're using, but like where they are in the mix, because like these little tiny percussion sounds, obviously you don't want those to be as loud as like your kick and your snare, or else it's just not going to work. It's going to sound kind of weird. So you should be really mindful of that. And I'm actually going to turn one of these hi-hats down a little bit as well. That one's like a little bit louder. There we go. All right, cool. So now we can keep going with this. Yeah, that's cool. This we can be a little bit more sparse with, obviously, because, you know, it's just kind of like the percussion. It's not like the main hi-hats like we were trying to program a second ago. Alright, maybe we'll get rid of that, and then... That sounds... Yeah, that's pretty good. And let's just make this 2 bars for now. Matter of fact, I can just do this in the arrangement. There we go. Alright, cool. Excellent. So from here, I think I will add in my kick. So we got this kick sample here. And it's pretty solid. You know, for this style, like, I like to just kind of use, like, UK garage drums. And then if anything seems weird, like if they don't really fit in with the groove I'm going for, then I'll just change them out for like other stuff, like maybe more organic sounds. But UK garage sounds are very good for the style because it is based on garage. Like, so by using, you know, the actual garage sounds and then maybe processing them a little bit, as we're gonna do, you can kind of get a more authentic sound. Cool. So. Awesome. That sounds good. So from there, I'm going to get the snare, and we can basically start kind of filling this out now because we've got our snare. All right, so let's hear this. Nice. There we go. Sometimes I like pitching snares out for the style. It's a really good way to just get kind of like that more like tight, kind of short percussion sound. And there we go. You can hear, like, at this stage what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do like some of the weird edits where it'll be like more choppy or just not like straightforward. Like it's not just, you know, snare on 2 and 4 the whole time. I'm starting to do that stuff now, but I like to get a really basic thing before I go in and do that. So let's just copy that over. Yeah, that's cool. All right, and then maybe on this one we'll have the snare there. Maybe we'll put that there. Again, like I'm just trying to make it different, you know? Alright, that works. Cool, so from here, I'm going to do a bit of processing. So the first thing I want to try is putting actually a bandpass filter on these Rimshots. So this kind of goes back to what I was saying before. With this little percussion, you need to find ways to like put it more in the back of the mix. Because, again, if you just have it up front, like if I just put this back to 0, it's weird. Like it's way louder than the snare. It just feels really out of place. So volume can be a good way to do that, but also filtering can be a really, really good way to do that. And you can get like kind of cooler textures and timbres out of your percussion as well. So like so what I'll do here is I'll grab this auto filter and we're going to do a bandpass filter. I'm going to set it to 12 dB. Basically, that's just the amount of attenuation it's doing. But you can hear if we do something like this, we can get that really cool, like, sort of deeper rim shot sound. So now if we listen to that in the mix, awesome, that sounds pretty good. And one thing you can even do too, like if you want to make it even more detailed, is you can put different bandpass filters on each rim shot. So like, that one will have that one, and then this one, we'll copy that over. I'm just holding down Control or Command if you're on a Mac, and then dragging this. But then if we move this one over, and we play this, you can hear, we can kind of get like cool, different vibes out of those. Cool, so I'm also going to take this and just shorten it a little bit. And one thing I'm hopefully showing you here too is like, not just with producing future garage, but like with really like most electronic music genres, or really music in general, is like, you see I'm spending the most amount of time on the small details. Like really the kick and the snare came together really quickly. But this hi-hat, with the hi-hats and these percussions, these rim shots I guess you would call them, those are what were really giving me like, I won't say trouble, but like, you know, making me have to spend more time with them. So that's another thing to think about. Like, you know, you don't want to just be in a rush to get these simple, or not these simple things, but these more kind of like background elements out of the way. You want to get those out. You want to like really take your time with them, because yeah, the whole is the sum of its parts. Like you can't just think, oh, this is just a background layer, so I'm not going to spend so much time on it. Cool, but this is sounding pretty good. So from here, I'm going to group these together, and maybe we'll put a little bit of drum bass on there. You can hear that really helps to beef it up. Got a little bit of EQ on there as well. Kind of sharpen up the high end and the mid range. And all right, well, this sounds pretty good. So that was pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. I just want to show you kind of like me going from, you know, a blank canvas to something that's kind of more fleshed out and that we can work with more. Like now you can take this and write some chords over it, write a bass line, whatever you want to do, get a vocal sample. You know, it's just a matter of like, just kind of playing around. And you can see like taking a bit of a different approach where like I started with the hi-hats and the percussion, kind of actually worked out pretty well in the end. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss when I drop a new video if you like my videos. Also, let me know what you think of this video in the comments, and let me know what you want to see next time. Like I said in the beginning, you get the project file and the samples and all that kind of stuff from this video for free in the description, so make sure to check there. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there because they will be available shortly. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.